Just gonna fire up the radio.
Welcome. You haven't done it, Mike. You've done the ticket. It'll really open that up for you. You'd be surprised. You think, why does it take so long? I only done it under peer pressure, mate. I didn't want it for donkey's years. That's what happens then, and everybody starts passing it, and I'm thinking, oh, God, Dick was the last straw. So it's like, oh, God, I'm going to have to do it now, aren't I? And I did it. So, well, of course, Ray's it, done it. Who would have thought, eh?
Not picking up the other one.
No. Don't know where you'd hear that from, mate. People are on the rest of the airwaves. That's just the way it is. You got the old timers that they were in there from the very start. They created the license in the first place. Many of them popping up everywhere. Amateur radios and all that. But yeah, confirm. AM, and the FM came out. Yeah, it's just. So we're all in from that same generation. I mean, once that generation's gone, I don't think many will be carrying on with it. I really don't. Amateur radio, possibility, but CB will slowly die off, I think.
I can't hear the other one. Don't know where he is.
Hello, who's that?
I've not butted in yet either.
I have, mate. Sorry, Pete. I didn't recognise it for a minute. Yeah, what's up?
Basically, it's a South Coast PMR network where, even though I'm in the southeast, I'm not even on the coast, but I can pick that up. And it's every Monday on PMR, which is a public, anybody can use it. You don't need a license. And it starts at 8 PM, so it's a little bit early. But there can be some evenings where you get 20, 30 people all on there. Male and female, I must add. But yeah, we got that one on. We got what he was talking about. We've got the other CB and CB. What this is AM and FM, and this is a multi-band radio, so I can tune it wherever. And that's AM and FM. And then we got the little Conchang, which is quite a good little radio.
Welcome.
I prefer that one with the colour screen. Plus, this one is actually double the power of that one. Yeah, just waiting for the house to warm up. Gonna have a nice bath. Do a few videos. You can also just scan that, press that, Oh, it just scans away. We want that on 446. So you got all these 3 channels here. But that's where they are. But you can find all different people all right the way along here.
Scanning stop.
Also got to lay a carpet. Well, I've got to measure out a carpet tonight. Where he went. Get a bit lively at 8 when what's called the what's his name? I forget his name now. But he's like the mic controller. And he sort of passes it around to everybody to see who can hear you. And you get Brighton, Hastings, Southampton, all over really. And if the weather's right and the conditions are right, you can get all sorts coming in from up north. Might even have a shave tonight. What about that? And I've got to change that medication in the morning, man. There's no way I'm carrying on with them. I think it's them tablets, you know, that freaked me out for the past week. It must be. It's the only thing that's changed, you know what I mean? I've gone from having 3 tablets a day to 12. It just doesn't work the same. But my local village chemist, which I've only just swapped back to, can't get 20 milligrams. So what I might have to do is put it back into the other chemist in town, which was getting the 20 milligrams. Which will mean a little bit further for me to get my meds, but means I can get them. Crazy. And this is the first time I'd heard about the shortages with medications in the ADHD world, but I'd not experienced it until I swapped to here. But I've never been left without meds. I must add that I've never been left without meds. I've only been sort of told we haven't got them tablets in 20 milligrams, but we got them in 5s. Instead of taking 1 tablet 3 times a day, you got to take 4 tablets 3 times a day. And to be honest, it's a bit of a mouthful trying to eat them all. And they're exactly the same size as the 20 milligrams, if you can understand that. And obviously, once it's in your body, it's going to work different, isn't it? If you've got 20 milligrams, right, going boom, which is dexamphetamine, straight to the brain, boom, that's what I have. There's lisdexamphetamine, which works differently, but the dexamphetamine, which I have, which is the strongest, just you do it, 20 minutes later, boom, that lasts for 4 hours, or supposed to. But obviously, if you're getting 20 milligrams going boom like that, but then they're changing it to 4 tablets at 5 milligrams, you're getting 4 tablets going boom like that, if you get me. at 5 milligrams of boom. So 4 tablets is 20 milligrams, but I'm not getting the same effects of it. You wouldn't believe the downer I've been on the last week, and it really sort of went a bit crazy yesterday when the ambulance come out and wired me up to a machine to check my heart and all that. And to be honest, that's the first time in 2.5 years. I'm supposed to have it done every couple of months, but that's the first time in 2.5 years. But I passed everything with flying colours. Every time I go on a medical to have my heart done, and I'm 53, and I tell you what, as you get older, they have to check you because it's a stimulant and it controls your heart. They have to check you throughout your rest of your life, sort of thing. So I'll be having it done for the rest of my life. But I passed every one so far with flying colours, and I can only put that down to being fit and cycling all my life. I think, do you know what I mean? A lot of my pals my age are completely not as active as what I am. But then I suppose I've had sitting in the background ADHD quietly bubbling away all my life. So I've always been quite sporty, boxing. Like my dad ran a local boxing club down here when I was a kid, in the village. And you sort of grow up running away from the police, or we certainly did out there. Yeah, I've been sort of running about, and obviously obviously it's different now for these kids nowadays. It's all computers and fucking pads and things. But in my day, you got indoors, got changed, and you was out with your football or on your push bike. You was down the woods, climbing a tree, out playing with your penknife. Do you know what I mean? When I was a kid, your dad used to get you a good penknife for Christmas, and you could walk about on the street with it. Do you know what I mean? It was a good present for a kid growing up in the countryside when I was a kid. But obviously, it's all changed now. Um, but it's crazy. Anyway, it's enough waffling. Quiet on here, isn't it? Oh, they moved off secretly. I can put a record on later. Still got to fix my little record player, the battery one. Saying that, I've been eyeing up a new one. Saying that I should really fix that one. But that portable record player I got with the battery in it, 200 odd quid. But I think I've cured the battery problem. I don't know. I did post little videos, so all people that watch all my videos will know what I'm on about. Basically, the battery I think was overcharged, which is why it wasn't starting the system. So what I've done, I rigged a load of lights up to the batteries to drain a bit of power out of them, put my meter across them, and now it's got the correct charge. Whether that's the issue, I don't know. Yeah, be quiet tonight around here. All I can hear is the fan of my fan heater, which I want to turn off in a minute. I've got to fix me up a radiator as well. They're doing all my heating on Friday, but at the minute I've got I've got some fans, but they're just, you might as well throw your pound coins out the window, do you know what I mean? They're useless at providing heat. But I've also got 2 oil-filled radiators, which I'm finding really good value to like use. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when I first fire the boiler up. It's been years since I've had my heating working properly. It's probably going to cost me quite a bit of money just to get the temperature. I normally have it about 19, 20, 21 in here on the thermostat. But I don't know what it is now. It must be below 10 in here, I'm guessing. I've just got used to it. Crazy. I just hope that they remembered that they need to bring the new radiators, but what happens, they'll forget. They will forget what the other job was. Um, that's if Marcy, Miss Pepper, the Clarion girl, my apparent one point of contact, even though I'm getting calls from every Tom, Dick and Harry at Clarion, if she doesn't throw a spanner in. See, last time I emailed her and said, look, they're doing meetings in a couple of days. Can you sort my door out, right? And then she cancelled it. Her end cancelled the heating. So this time I put a complaint in, got my doctor to call them. The ambulance called them, said you got to fix that to them. I had a call from Clarion at the weekend, but it weren't Marcy, out of hours service, who basically said, you've got to ring Smith and Byford's. Well, I know that if I ring Smith and Byford's, they're just going to tell me to ring Clarion. But I rang this guy today, Anthony, and he's booked it in. That's why the Coventry trip's cancelled, because he said, when do you want it done? I said, well, as soon as you can do it, really. He said, we'll go for Friday. He said, I'll ring them now, because sometimes they can't do it so quick. He said, but if they can't do it, I'll email you either way. And I've had the email saying it's on, so that's why I've had to cancel my Coventry trip. But, like I just said, I didn't tell Marcy this time. So, hopefully she won't butt in. And then when she tries her next bit of court action, well, that'll checkmate her, actually. What I'm doing Friday will checkmate her. Because what I noticed with Marcy, as soon as we have an argument, which looks like it's going to be quite often, but then I'm the one with autism, I'm the one with the ADHD, I should be getting sulky, really, and acting like a spoilt brat with the rattle out of the pram. But I'm not. Marcy is, each time. What happens is she's supposed to be my one point of contact, the person who's supposed to support me from the housing. Yet when we fall out and have a little bit of a barney, so I might put it to her that she'd be better off, and me speaking from a person that's got autism and ADHD, she hasn't, she'd be better off in future with other people maybe to actually communicate, even though she's fallen out with these people, still communicate with them. She's still got a duty of care, you see, towards me as a tenant. And even more so, as even though I run around camping, I'm still classed as severely disabled with autism and ADHD. It's not like I'm going to get better. Do you know what I mean? And you got to remember, guys, I've only been diagnosed 3 years. Do you know what I mean? It was all new to me. But I don't think that's the way that Clarion, when they appoint someone, right, she's going to be your person who's going to sort everything. You have a little fallout with her, and she just disappears off the radar. And then you get like, well, you just don't. She just disappears. Which then leaves me just scratching about, thinking, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Then I'll just go to pot again, if you get me. Or whether she's just used to doing that to people with autism and ADHD who've got the learning problems. Because what I did notice is in our meeting the other day here with Marcy and the other girl from social services, the girl from social services told me that I was quite, what's the word she used? Anyway, like quite intelligent the way I'm coming across and putting my points of view across. She said I made my points very clear. She quite liked that, the way I was communicating. I think that's quite rare for people with my disorders, because I'm the other way around. Most people have got learning problems and wouldn't be challenging them. But because I haven't, I challenge them, if you can understand that. I think they don't like that. But it's crazy. But the way I look at it is, I've got a duty, same as when I was a carer. I used to be my dad's carer for over 20 years. And I stood up for carers' rights and all that as well. And I think because I've got a voice, it's only right that I should be so loud and in their face and so challenging towards them. Really. Because I bet with the people with the learning problems, I bet they just jog them along, man. And issues, you ain't going to know any different anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I'm no different. That's what jars their brain. Plus, they don't like it when they say, oh, I mean, I say, where's my new kitchen? Where, you know what I mean? Oh, I can actually say, because I've lived here since I come out of the womb, I can tell them exactly everything. It made me laugh during our meeting. I said, what about next to a neighbour's bush? And then Marcy turned around and said, we've looked on the deeds for the house. It's your bush. It was just made me laugh. I said, should we knock on the next door neighbour's who's been there 30 years and ask them? Crazy. It's not my bush. It's not even on our land. So I don't know what boundary she's looking at. I have to keep reminding them that I've been here that long and I know. Do you know what I mean? They're just making it up as they go along. And when I was talking to Marcy at the meeting, obviously some of these court papers I've had to fucking look through, there's a lot of bullshit on there. And I said to her, who's this woman here? And she just denied that she knew her. I said, well, she's stating a lot of things that are not true. I've actually got medical evidence and specialist letters from London, which completely override her. But I think all they do is when you start kicking up a storm for them, as you know by how they've treated me, they start kicking up a storm for you. But it's all good, man. It's all good. I think what they was trying to do is just drive me out a bit. Obviously, I've got a big 3-bedroomed house. They'd probably like to put a lot of foreigners who just got off the boat in Dover over the road there. Do you know what I mean? In here. But unfortunately, that's not going to be happening because I've got a lifetime tenancy, which is different than the tenancies they get now. Basically, I inherited my mum and dad's tenancy. That came down to me. But I've never really been anywhere. I've just been here with my dad. Do you know what I mean? All my other brothers and sisters, all older than me, all gone off and done their thing. I've got 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. Crazy, eh? I think they probably thought I'd have cashed up by now and got out of here. Obviously, there's a lot of cash on offer. But I'm 54, do you know what I mean? Well, 54 in September. I can't be bothered to go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I might as well finish my days here. Do you know what I'm saying? Because no one lasts forever, guys and girls. No one lasts forever. A lot of my mates are passing away as well, which is quite mad. Yeah. lost quite a few pals, but I'm still here, and I feel quite. You should all feel very grateful, really, to be alive, because a lot of people don't have the privilege, especially after my schoolmates. Crazy. Life, eh? Come in this world with nothing, and you're going out with nothing. Anyway, my battery's well low, 78%. Check the charging. I was just blinked at me. Check charging. I wonder if my phone's getting really up. So I've got to take this phone back, man, to the shop, man. I might do that Wednesday because it's just not up to it. Anyway, not a lot going on there. 8 o'clock. It should be starting, which is now. I believe that Ashdown Forest is where the controller is. Not that he's there yet. Get to the nice summertime. We go up on some high ground. We'll go up on probably the highest ground in Kent, probably the Downs, the North Downs in Kent. That's quite high ground because where I come from, we're in as the land sits, topography I think it's called. As the land sits, we're in a valley. So all my signals are kind of fighting to get. Oh right, that's the mic. That's the mic starting now. Look, it's getting active.
Right, today, okay, I'll just put you in the log.
He's in the log.
Yeah, stand by for.
Should we try and get in the log? We'll get in the log tonight, which means me calling out to him. Because I'm in a different room tonight. Normally I'm not in the same room.
Let you know what.
Oh, I might have to do this from another room later.
Radio 4, Radio 5 to be honest, yes. Can hear you loud and clear, no issues there whatsoever.
I can't hear.
Yeah, no worries, mate, no worries. Yeah, Ratty and Witchy Woman. Hello, hello. Are you up there on the right, eh?
Yeah, on the side, on the side.
Yeah, that station calling on the side, stand by, you have been acknowledged. You're on your way up to the forest, no worries.
We got in there.
When you get here then, mate.
No, I'll get in there and give him my call sign. He'll know who I am anyway.
Roger, roger. The station has just said on the side,
Yeah, hello mate, how you doing? It's Phil, Charlie Tango 1647 in Hadlow.
Right, very, very quiet. I think that was Phil, Charlie Tango question mark. Is that Phil going to be Hadlow?
Yes mate, that's the one, yep. What I'm going to have to do... What I'm going to have to do, guys, I'll end this video, charge my phone a bit, and I'll come back on here and go into that one again, but I'll move rooms because he's obviously not hearing me as good as what he normally would because I'm in a different bedroom. I don't normally transmit from this room. Or I could even go for a walk around the block or any other room. It seems all right. But...
He's gone, Ray.
Oh, that's another one. Anyway, I'll sort this out and I'll go back in there. Whatever you're doing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.